And folks, look, it's an exclusive, one-of-a-kind Spanish wine dinner happening at Catalú this weekend. Here to tell us all about the delicious, authentic event is Manny Flores, the owner of K Hospitality, as well as Chef Juan Romero. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Look, Catalú is a great staple in the community when we talk about Spanish cuisine. Now, when we look at Spanish cuisine, you know, you start thinking, oh, I think it's going to be delicious paella, things like that. But you got to bring in the wine, right, Manny?
100%. Well, specifically for this wine dinner, which is on Tuesday next week at 6:30 p.m. at Catalú, we're featuring wines from Pago. It's a region in La Mancha, and it features wines that primarily use Tempranillo, which is the mother grape of Spain, used all over the place. So we hand selected these wines. They're very exclusive to only Catalú and North Carolina. And then we paired it with our delicious tapas that, you know, we focus a lot on the presentation, on the modernness, but also keep the true essence in the culture of what the tapas are in Spain.
Why was it so important for Catalú and for you especially, and you as well, Juan, to have the perfect wine to pair with the perfect flavors from the tapas?
Well, I mean, honestly, having a steak, having a oxtail, croquetas, and the other dishes that we're going to feature, I mean, what better way to do that than to pair it with authentic Tempranillo Spanish wines? Well, there's no other way. I mean, besides, you can start with a sangria and a gin and tonic, which we feature a lot in Catalú. But I mean, there's just no better way to really pair it and get the true essence.
All right, perfect. So you want the flavors to jump out. You want there to be a flavor explosion, if you will. And Juan, that's where you step in when you're curating these tapas that are going to pair nicely with this wine. What are you looking for?
So first we taste the wine, right? And then we look for the best way to complement the wine. Like, for example, our scarce steak, outside, beautiful, we grill it, and then we add a bright, you know, chimichurri, rich olive oil infused with garlic oil. We grill it, we top it off with chimichurri, and it just matches great with the wine that we're pairing at this time around, just like Manny explained. And it makes a perfect bite. Chimichurri grilled steak, bright, rich.
So I'm looking at the chimichurri, the grilled steak, that pairs well, but then I'm getting some great smells over here. What do we have in this little piece?
So this is a different bite and taste as well. So for the rabo, we decided to go with the rabo because the sauce is a reduction of the red wine, the tenderness of the oxtail itself, the fattiness, and the richness of the mashed potato. It pairs well with the crisp of the red wine that Manny is about to explain.
All right, so while you plate that, explain to me why it pairs so well, and I will happily be your guinea pig. So tell me what those flavors that Juan was talking about do once you get a bite of this and a piece of the wine.
Well, Tempranillo being the mother grape of Spain forever, really adapts, the grape really adapts to the soil, to the terroir. And by doing so, it picks up a lot of different flavors, dark fruits. It's the Cabernet of Spain.
Okay.
And so in doing that, you want dishes that are rich, slow cooked. You want red meats, the chimichurri, the oil, the fresh herbs, and the garlic and everything. Just pair it so exceptional with Tempranillo.
And you mentioned now oxtail, you mentioned some steak, but I'm also seeing some croquetas, and I'm also seeing some flan. When we look at croquetas, which, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be something that you kind of start with. And when you look at flan, something that you kind of end with, a dessert, how does the wine then pair into that?
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. The croquetas are bechamel base, right? So it's a very creamy sauce. Will go exceptionally well with the Tempranillo. And then to end it, we're actually going to be doing it with a cava, okay?
Oh, wow, okay.
A sparkling wine that's made in Spain as well. And that's the richness of the flan, the creaminess, the orange flavor, the burnt orange and so forth is going to pair exceptionally well with the bubbles.
All right, perfect. I want to put your information up on the screen so people know all about the dinner. And quickly, before I take a bite here and take a sip, how can people get their tickets? And remind people when the event is one more time.
Yeah, so Catalú, South End. The event is on April 29th. It kicks off at 6 p.m. and you can get your tickets at our website at eatcatalu.com. And pick on that experience, the Pago experience, meet the winemaker as well.
All right, let's have that experience right now. Hold on now.
There you go. You forgot the cheers.
Oh, cheers, brother. Oh, listen.
Chef.
Oh, listen. Chef, cheers. Juan, Manny, thank you. Jana, you free Tuesday? Because I know where I'm going to be.